Hi everybody. I've just got back from walking the dogs, and towards the end getting caught up in the first snowstorm, and I was contemplating part one, and I felt, or rather was impulsed, to come back and create part two. And this part is going to be where I cover the actual technical map through the body, so that you know pretty much what to expect and what you are being invited to experience. So, combining my Kundalini yoga knowledge of the physical body and the subtle anatomy, and my own psychological insights and discoveries through my own mystical path, very much guided by Carl Jung and the Christian Gnostic way of looking through life. So this is the map through the body. We always begin on the right hand side, which is our masculine side. To administer the healing balm of the feminine, one has to turn to the masculine aspects of life first. For that is the part that is most hungry and most thirsty. So the first step is to work on the upper right-hand side of the body, which is the whole of the arm, the whole of the waist, the breast, the shoulder, the neck, the throat, and the spine, the right-hand side, the upper right-hand side. And in this way, we would be touching the body, massaging the body, oiling the body, arousing the body, the Shakti lines, the meridians, the nadis, the chakras in that area, as well as allowing an emotional release of the burden of the masculine, which is this feeling of being overworked, overburdened, on the mouse's wheel, out there constantly, looking to gain more and bigger and brighter and accumulate status, fame, importance, recognition, acknowledgement, success, out there earning money for the rent, for the mortgage, for the school fees, for the credit cards, for the cars, for the house, for the holidays. So this feeling of being wrung out on the mouse's wheel and completely unable and unknowing how to make it stop. The second step is to move across to the upper left-hand body, which is where we address the feminine aspect, the wound of the feminine aspect in this era, which is often the feeling of not being met, of not being understood in the deepest realms, of not being seen, of not being awakened, of not being touched, of not being loved, of not being entered, to this deep, deep, deep longing for connection with an unknown, unworded presence that comes with a great longing and yearning and aching. And of course, in this period, if that does not get even slightly recognized, met, or understood, there is the great temptation to let that part of us just fall back into the abyss. And as we know, that brings a tremendous sadness. And as women, we know how to find that place in you and to arouse it, to warm it, to imbue it, to bring it forward, to be met. We will meet you. We will hear you. We will understand that part of you so that it becomes so rich and so strong that it is yours. Daily, nightly, it becomes yours. This energy becomes part of who you are, day and night. It's your essence. The next stage of this journey is to work, touch, oil and anoint the lower right-hand side of the body, from the feet all the way up to the outer yoni, right to the top of the thigh, touching those places that the masseuses so skillfully avoid and not connect with. Deep groin work, ball and socket joint work, buttock work, touching those places deeply with great presence, great love and great tenderness. Working on the anchoring of the true masculine essence inside of us. Part of us that aligns with loyalty, dependability, virtue, victory, pillar presence, unmoving, unyielding, focused, steadfast, decisive, and penetrating. Then we move to the lower left-hand side of the body, working in exactly the same way. All of those forbidden places, all external work, touching the places, deep places, in the groins, in the hips, in the buttocks, the lower back, deeply, deeply, deeply working to innocently arouse, expand, ignite, and circulate throughout the whole of the body, uniting with the heart, throat, third eye, brain, arms, belly, the whole body being worked after the lower corner of the left leg has been opened all the way up to the outer edges of the yoni, working with the grounding and anchoring of the feminine force, beauty, blessings, benevolence, comfort, loving, care, compassion, anchoring these energies deeply into the earth. The next part is working on the spine, the whole of the back, from the tail all the way up to the atlas point, intimately using the whole of the body to massage, oil, and anoint the whole of the other one's body, allowing them to feel your deep presence at their back, protecting, guarding, watching, witnessing, allowing those times where you were unprotected, where you were in danger, where your body was harmed, was pushed, was pulled, where you had an accident, allowing those real physical memories of being unprotected and undefended to rise up to the surface of the skin, to be profoundly touched by the other two women that you are working with. You are safe fully safe for these feeling memories to arise now. And you will feel your sisters at your back. And you will feel the mother at your back. And you and your body will know what it's like to be protected. For now and all time. This can be very sorrowful and profoundly ecstatic work. Paradoxically, the mother favors neither expression, just giving you the opportunity for you to know yourself. Deeply tender and intimate work, often taking you back to an existential realm, a place before birth. And finally, the internal work, working with the yoni on the inside, very gently, hardly any entrance, but enough to know a very subtle presence is there to join the dots together. Working from the yoni, we bring gifts and offerings to the ovaries, imbuing the ovaries with life force, with Shakti, with Kundalini, with love, with presence, with blessings. From the ovary, we channel the energy to the womb for your own creations, your non-physical offspring, all the great good works you are doing and shall do. And we continue to guide the energy up through the breasts, through the nipples, where you shall nourish your creations. You shall give life to your creations through your deep feeling connectedness with the whole of life. From the breasts, we go up and over, round the back of the ears, up and over into the crown, before we pour the energy back down into the third eye for deep sight, deep mystical wisdom, profound knowing. And then we continue down, back into the root, into the yoni, to begin the cycle all over again. As above, so below. As on the inside, so on the outside. The marriage between the masculine and the feminine, the human and the divine, and the whole spiral of life awakened, aroused, utilized, channeled, and exploded into the freedom to love with the whole of your body in ways that are appropriate, much needed, and immaculately innocent. That is the template, that is the map, that is what you shall be experiencing if you feel the call to come to sacred